Hi guys, this is John from WaltonsInc.com and this is Meatgistics. Now, corned beef is a classic meal to have on St. Patrick's Day. And with it coming up, we wanted to get a video out showing you guys how we like to do it here. First thing is we're gonna make two different ones. One we're gonna inject and tumble, and the other we're just gonna stick in a wet brine. The one that's sticking in a wet brine is gonna take about 10 to 14 days, so you have to plan ahead on that one. For injecting and tumbling, you can either inject, put it in the tumbler, and then go right to the smokehouse, which is ideal. But as most people don't have a vacuum tumbler, what you're gonna do is inject it and then hold it overnight to allow the seasoning and cure to equalize throughout the entire large cut of meat. And let's talk about the cut of the meat. This is a brisket. Now you can use the flat or point of a brisket, though the flat would be the more common. I like to use the entire brisket. Keeps things a little bit easier too, and you get all that nice fat without trimming any of it off. It is delicious. You're gonna wanna cook it really high though, just like you would with a pork butt. Reason being, we want all the connective tissue and collagen in here to break down. Otherwise, it's gonna be a pretty tough cut of meat. But once we hit that around 190 to 200 degrees, all that collagen breaks down and everything's falling apart. At the end, what you're looking for is to pick up a piece of meat and pull it a little bit and for it to just stretch apart. It's almost like a fishnet, and it is absolutely delicious at that point. So what we did is we took our corned beef cure twin pack. We made up half of the bag, so we used 2.5 gallons of water to 2.5 pounds of the seasoning, which is exactly half the bag. We also then used 5 ounces of the cure, and we made up a lot extra of this. We were only doing 2 briskets. Reason being is A, we knew that the first one we're doing is a wet brine, and we want to have it completely submerged in it, and we did want enough to inject and then add some more to tumble. So what you're going to figure out is 20% pump is what you're aiming for in the end. Now, if you're injecting and tumbling, I recommend you inject 15%, add another 5% to the tumbler and let it pick up in there. If you're just injecting and holding, go ahead and just inject the entire 20%. If you're doing just a wet brine, make sure you have something like the Jacquard tenderizer that you can use to tenderize the meat and try to poke some holes in it basically to help that cure and seasoning penetrate deeper and quicker into your meat. So we pumped this to exactly 15%, and then we went ahead and threw it in the tumbler with the extra 5% of the cure. And the rest of our cure we just used as the cover brine for our other one. Now there's a bunch of different ways to cook corned beef. Some people like doing them in a slow roaster. Some people like braising them in the oven. We like to start them out in the smoker. So we put this in our PK 100. We had some apple going, and we did it for about 3.5 hours at 225 degrees. We pulled this at around 125 degrees, and we went ahead and finished it up in our sous vide cooker. We just vacuum packed it, set our sous vide cooker to 210 degrees, and let it cook until the internal temperature was 195. Now here comes the hard part. Once it's fully cooked, you really are better off letting it totally cool down before slicing and tasting. It gives the meat the ability to rest and retain some of those juices, and it is just gonna taste better. I know it's hard, but if you can hold off even to the next day and then warm it back up already sliced in the liquids, that's the best way to do it in my mind. Now we wanted to get this video out well ahead of St. Patrick's Day, so we didn't have time to wait for the wet brine one. But as soon as that's ready and we get a chance to cook it and smoke it, we'll absolutely make a post on Meatgistics showing you how that all came out. Now, if you are doing this in a pot, about halfway through is when I'd recommend you add your potatoes, carrots, and cabbage. That's gonna make everything a little bit more authentic. Really doesn't need any more seasoning. That corned beef cure twin pack's got more than enough taste to it. So we went ahead and sliced this up, and look at the juices coming out of this thing. I mean, the taste, the smell, this is absolutely excellent. We are gonna let it sit overnight though before we go ahead and eat this. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and visit WaltonsInc.com and Meatgistics.com to find everything about the meat. Thanks for watching. I'm John with WaltonsInc.com, and we'll see you guys next time. Subscribe to Walton's YouTube channel to watch more amazing videos, or shop at waltonsinc.com to find everything but the meat. Watch our latest sales and giveaway video by clicking here, or watch another hand-picked video by clicking here.